Welcome back to the Parking Lot Pull-Ups. I'm Just Saying podcast, episode number 2. Got Nico, Bobby, and myself, Sean. Got some more unpopular and biased opinions incoming. Get ready for it. But we're going to jump right into it today. So last week, we talked a little bit about like who are superstars in the NBA right now and who wasn't. Now I want to know, who do you think are some of the most underrated players in the NBA right now? And I'm going to start with you, Bobby.
Starting with me, first and foremost, I'm going to say right now, I think Steph's still underrated. That's just off the cusp. Like, to me, I've never seen... I'll start at the beginning as far as that, because I got a whole list, but I'll start with him foremost. This narrative that he has never won without a super team is just like... I hate the people who act like his career started at 2015 when he was drafted in 2009. The same draft that gave us Blake Griffin, James Harden, all right? That era when he was hurt, like in the first 3 years, okay, he wasn't doing too much because he was playing like 22 games a year, so on and so forth. 2013, when he took off, they made the playoffs. During all that, people forget that he wasn't even their best player. David Lee was. And their offense was flowing through him. He was just a traditional point guard. It went into David Lee that he just took the keys at offense, and they low-key never went back since. And then people forget that they also, that same playoff year, they went to 6 seed. They beat, I think, the 4th-seeded Nuggets. They beat them in 6. He see the Spurs. The next series, he get them 44 in the first game. They lose their game in 6, and I swear on this day, I feel like they would have beat them had he not got hurt in Game 3. Then in 2014, he led them to I think a 50-win season. See the Clippers in the first round. That series goes 7, and it's decided on a last-second shot in which Chris Paul fouled him, and they didn't call a foul. Not that I'm bitter or anything, but these are just my examples of how he's carried a team for years before they did the coaching change, where they basically just unlocked Steph and Clay. But for some reason, everybody act like he ain't done it until he won a unanimous MVP. And like to me, like it's just it's like up to this year, everybody was saying that, like, thank God he got hurt before he broke his hand, because he wouldn't have to go through this pressure of having to carry him. Like, bro, he's been there, he's done that. So, like, I don't understand it. Then, like, his legacy was on the line the first 2 weeks of the season until he dropped that 62 spicy on Dame head. It's like, bro, like, yeah, no. To me, Steph's still underrated. I just don't understand why.
You got for me to Steph? Anybody else?
Well, I got some more. I had to get that off my chest, man. You know how I had to get that off my chest.
I agree with you, my boy.
Yeah, I definitely agree with Steph.
After him, I would definitely say the Javonte Murray on the Spurs.
I was gonna say too.
Yes, I feel like for some reason, he real under the radar. It's like he should be like when they do the list of like those top 25 players on the come up, he should be on there. And for whatever reason, he's not. Like, I don't get it. He a two-way player. He got all the tools that he's basically a shorter. What's my man on Boston name? I can't think of his name. Jaylen Brown. He's slightly shorter than Jaylen Brown, and his shot is not quite up to par. But he's a young player, so he's going to progress as the years go by. But like once he reaches peak, he's going to be one of those. To me, he's going to be a top 10 player. I feel like they're going to use him the same way they used Kawhi back when Kawhi was on the Spurs, because he
hot takes early.
You got to watch Spurs games, bro. He is like that. My little brother actually put me on, because I don't watch the Spurs. The Spurs are boring, but it's like
the Spurs slander, but I'm gonna let it pass.
I got some Spurs slander for you, because I've never cared for Spurs, but I feel like he is definitely on that list. If you want another person on that list, I know he hot in Chicago, but Zach LaVine is a dog. A dog. But when I talk to people outside of Chicago, they do not care about Zach LaVine. They don't think he a top 50 player, and it boggles my mind. Because it's like he is probably the most effortless scorer we didn't have in Chicago since Jordan, if you ask me. Like, he scores the ball that easy.
Over Derrick Rose? Effortless?
No, with D Rose, you could see he was trying to get. He wasn't effortless. With Zach LaVine, sometimes I'm watching Bulls game and I'm just like, I'll look on the app as I'm watching the game. How much Zach LaVine got? And they'll say he got 30 midway through the third. And I'm like, when did that happen?
30.
Like, it'll say he got like 30 on like 18 shots, 8 threes already, and you just like, when did this happen? Like, it's kind of like KD. I'm not saying he KD light or something like that, but it's like, don't you know how like KD can have you 30 and like 13 shots, and it won't feel like it. It's that same way with Zach LaVine, and I feel like with the right pieces around him, he can do something. But unfortunately, he plays with the Bulls, so you know how they do us. We got star players.
Speak on it. Give my boy Zach his respect, man.
And if I can give you one more, I like Dante DiVincenzo on the Bucks.
Okay. Low key guy.
Because he is a role player he's a championship role player that a lot of teams are missing that can elevate any team.
Yep.
Because he does not even a little bit, he does everything that you would ever need. He an elite defender, he can knock down shots, he can play make, whatever you need him to do, he do it, and he do it at a high level.
I definitely respect the Dante DiVincenzo pick. He definitely underrated in my opinion.
And sneaky athletic. Sneaky athletic with the Dante DiVincenzo lick too.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna let Nico chime in now. Who you got for me?
See, me, I got a couple players. I got a superstar too, like him speaking on Steph. I still think Jimmy Butler a little underrated.
I like that.
Jimmy Butler legit carried the Heat as a number one star, even went head to head with LeBron in the finals. Like you can't knock that. People don't even have Jimmy Butler in their top 15, top 20 list. I got him top 10, so he the superstar. I'm gonna say that's underrated. I got him top 10, if not 10, 11, 12, no more. It's not a lot of two-way players who can legit go get a bucket, legit guard your best player. He a leader because you need a leader. He a vet. You can't give me 6, 7 players in the NBA that do that. So I got a couple guys. Jimmy, like I said, Alex Caruso.
Yes.
He the GOAT. You know, I don't even gotta speak too much on him. He the GOAT. He like how you spoke on Dante DiVincenzo, a nice championship role player you got on your team. Caruso, you know he go hoop. He got the sneaky athleticism. I could put him on Paul George for a few possessions, and I'm not too worried. I could put him on James Harden for a little while. Play him on some point guards. Then we got for my, I'm gonna keep it with my Lakers. Tyler Horton Tucker, underrated cat. I think people starting to get up on though. I'm not gonna praise them Southside guys, but
I'm with you when you right.
But he from our city, so but he underrated defensively, underrated scorer. Like in a few seasons, I think we go see a 15 to 17 point score, 48%, probably 45ish to 48% shooting from the field. But the main guy I want to talk about is Lou Dort for the Oklahoma City Thunder. One of my favorite players in the league right now. I love my defenders. Like, for him to be 6'3", he could guard 1 through 3. It's tough. Like, we seen him on the big stage in the playoffs play James Harden as good as anybody that never played him. We seen him in Game 7 go for 30 after having a horrible shooting series, hit big threes, and play defense. Like, a lot of guys don't want to match up against James Harden. I've seen Lou Dort play against LeBron and step up for the challenge, and he giving up 5 inches. So he a nice young player. He played both ends, and I think he getting better on the offensive end. He's not a great shooter yet, but I see the improvements from last year to this year. So if anybody checking on young players, check OKC, Lou Dort.
I remember the first time I ever saw him. It was in 2K. I can't remember which year it was, but it was in my team, and I thought he was a fake person. Like, I thought it was like a fan-made card that they put in the game. Because that name
It's
just
crazy ass name.
fake. But he definitely legit. Like, I've been peeped him. Like, he be hooping for real.
Another sneaky athlete too. I've seen him run a pick and roll and come get a dunk, two hand, nobody can test. Like, sneaky athlete and defense.
So for me, I wasn't even really thinking about the superstars, but y'all definitely made good points with Steph, LaVine, and Jimmy Butler. They definitely underrated in my opinion. But I went like a tier two below that. So first, I want to talk about Tobias Harris. Tobias Harris,
I hate him.
bro, just hear me out. Tobias Harris can score from all three levels of the court, bro. He can score inside, he can kill you from the mid-range, and he will knock down his threes. And his post game is extremely underrated. I see him baby people in the post all the time, and his fadeaway is basically automatic at this point. He averaging 21, 7, and 3, and he 0.1% on his free throw percentage from being in the 50, 40, 90 club this year. No matter who you playing with, you can't just sneeze at those numbers, bro. 50, 40, 90, that's what the greats do. That's Reggie Miller, Steph Curry, Steve Nash level right there.
That's tough.
Mm-hmm. You're right, that's tough.
And then whenever Embiid is out, who they look to get them a bucket? They going to Tobias Harris. And more often than not, he been getting them that bucket. Yeah, it helped that he got a really solid team around him. But at the end of the day, you still got to make them shots, and he be knocking them down. His defense, yeah, he leaves something to be desired there. But as long as he's doing that 50, 40, 90 stuff, you can't just overlook him. So I remember when he first got paid, I was like, why are they paying Tobias Harris all this money? But I see it now.
Do you see it? Like,
I'm comfortable with him taking 20 shots a game.
Ooh, 20 shots.
He can take 20. He like that.
Bro, 50, 40, 90, bro.
He like that. Don't do it.
He's scoring from everywhere on the floor. He's not just scoring under the basket. He's shooting jump shots a lot. He's shooting fadeaways from the post. He's getting buckets, bro. And if you foul him, he's knocking his free throws down. Some respect on that boy name, man. Next up, I got two Pacers players, Malcolm Brogdon and Domantas Sabonis.
Oh, I forgot about Brogdon, bro. I forgot.
I think Malcolm Brogdon get overlooked because his game is not pretty.
It definitely ain't.
But it's effective as hell. He gonna give you 20 every game. He gonna give you 5 to 6 rebounds. He gonna give you 6 to 7 assists every game. And he gonna shoot about anywhere between 45 to 50% from the field. And at least 40 from 3. And on top of that, he is locking his matchup down.
Yes, he is.
As long as they in his size range, and maybe even a little bigger, he is clamping them up. You gonna work all night against Malcolm Brogdon. And it don't look like, as hard as he be working, it don't look like he ever get tired, bro.
Yeah.
And Domantas Sabonis, he to me is like the poor man's Nikola Jokic.
Ooh.
He do everything on the floor, bro. Literally everything. Except it's just not as at a higher clip as Jokic. But if you give it to him in the high post, he gonna make the right pass. He'll jab step you and knock down the mid-range. He gonna kill you in the post. And he create extra possessions with his offensive rebounding. I was trying to stray away from all-stars, but I don't think he get enough credit.
We got all-stars who underrated. Like, I don't think it's no problem going with all-stars either.
I was about to say this. It's definitely a few, no matter what, will not get their credit.
But them two definitely, it just sucked that they probably never going to get no real help in Indiana. I don't think Karis LeVert that dude for them.
Oh, you crazy?
He don't score and stuff, but I'm talking about to take them over the top.
Oh, okay.
They'll never get that player in Indiana, I don't think.
I don't think Indiana really care, though. I think they happy with, I've seen Paul George talk about in the interviews. I think they just happy with being playoff teams, and they don't really care about winning the ring or not. It don't really matter.
I got two honorable mentions. I ain't going to go too much into them, but this is more like career-long underrated to me. Mike Conley, and Drew Holiday. I used to always say Mike Conley would be the perfect point guard to play with LeBron. And that would have scared me more than LeBron teaming up with any other superstar, would be him playing with Mike Conley.
Yeah.
Bro, if Mike Conley didn't play in the West, he definitely would have made an All-Star legit 6-7 years in a row.
It's just he's not a stat-heavy guy.
His statistics, they basically the same as Kyle Lowry. And Kyle Lowry been an All-Star, 6 times now?
You're right. You were 100% right. He been in the league.
And I've seen Mike Conley carry Memphis to the conference finals before, though.
I wouldn't say he.
I'm not gonna say carry. He had 2 great bigs. But I feel
he played the biggest role. I'll say that. He played.
I would say that he was their best player
in the playoffs. You know he gonna perform. I ain't never worried about Mike Conley. And Drew Holiday is pretty much the same thing as Mike Conley. Both of them great defenders. Drew Holiday definitely better though.
Drew Holiday don't even have to be spoke upon.
I don't think Drew overrated no more.
Not no more. Too many people that spoke on it. Like too many NBA players have spoken. I don't think he overrated.
Every time I look up, he getting praise from NBA players. Like our favorite player.
I think amongst the casual basketball fan is like what I'm speaking of. You're not gonna hear too many people bring up Drew Holiday, but he's definitely underrated in my opinion. So
what else you got for us?
But you said Mike Conley was the best player?
I ain't say the best player.
I say he was the best on that Memphis team.
I meant he was the biggest reason they got there. Without Mike Conley,
they was better scorers than him, but he made them go. He made that team go. Like, I feel what bro's saying. Like, it's a toss-up. You could say Zebo was the best player. You could say Marcus All was the best player. You could say Conley.
The whole team was really good, but I think Conley was the biggest piece.
You could say when Rudy Gay was there, he was the best player. They had a nice squad.
I didn't mean Kerry.
I feel like during those Memphis runs, like during them grit and grind years, I feel like they equally as effective. Like it's like to the team. Like there was no one to me like over the other. Like that's how even everything was. Like Zebo, like Marcus All, Tony Allen, all them, Rudy Gay. Like to me, like you couldn't win without if one of them was like out the line.
That's a what if team. Okay, when we talk about what ifs. That's a what if team.
All right, but I got something else I want to talk about. It's something that Bobby brought up a while ago. Players that got that bag. Go to the earth afterwards, bro. Nico, who you got? Who comes to mind? Think about that.
I got a couple guys, but I'm gonna start off with one of my favorite players, one of my UConn buddies, man. You know, I'm a UConn head. I gotta go with Ben Gordon. One of the guys.
That's what I was gonna say.
Like we all from Chicago, so I know we all felt this. When Ben Gordon took that $50 million deal to go play for Detroit, he went from a 20-point score, 45% from the field, to 41% shooter, 13 points a game. And he was damn near the main scorer for Detroit, or could have been the main scorer. But we see what happened. Never reached 20 points again. I could say when Josh Smith signed with Detroit, when he left Atlanta, he signed what was the deal? I think it was like a 3-year, $40 million deal in that range. Never was the same player again. Went to a low shooting percentage, didn't average the same points, wasn't the same rebounder, wasn't the same defender. 2 guys that went to Detroit. So I got a couple guys who got paid and went to Detroit and didn't play good. We got Brandon Jennings. He had a 3-year, $25 million deal back in the day. Went to Detroit. Never was the same player. You could even say Stephon Marbury too, but he didn't get paid and fall off. He just got traded to the Knicks and fell off the map. Went from being a high 20-point scorer in the league to just becoming a role player. Like one of the best players in the league. Like at least Ben Gordon, Josh Smith, Brandon Jennings, they weren't the best players in the league. Stephon Marbury around in his New Jersey and Phoenix days was one of the best players in the league and just off top just fell off the mountain. Those my guys.
don't sign with the Pistons.
Don't sign with Detroit. Hold on, I got one more too. One more that's kind of he didn't fall too much off the map when he got paid, but he wasn't the same. Jeremy Lin. When Jeremy Lin left New York, signed that deal, went to Houston. He was an okay player, but the insanity was gone.
But see, that wasn't really his fault because he went to insanity at the same time. So
Say that one more time, bro.
He went to Houston at the same time James Harden went there. Like, he had signed first, and then Harden signed like a month later. Like, he went there with the intent thinking he was going to be the man. And then here come a far superior player right after that. Like, that was never going to work out.
Yeah, but they didn't have nobody else. They was the two big players they supposed to have. Like Jeremy Lin, think about it. Like, everybody was saying Jeremy Lin was going to be this great point guard. He could have stayed in New York with Carmelo Anthony and Amari Stoudemire, and he went to go play with one superstar, just one. And James Harden wasn't even really a superstar at that point, and was a core. So I look at that in the same realm as the Ben Gordon, Josh Smith too, like a player that got paid, even though the odds was against him because he played with a guy that was had a high usage rate. But if you the second best scorer on this team, you can't give me more than 15. Well, I guess Chandler Parsons was the second best scorer on that team, but it was insanity. I want more than 15 points. I'm paying you this money. So. What y'all got?
Chandler Parsons.
Chandler Parsons? What team?
When he went to Memphis, he took 30 mil from Memphis and didn't suit up for a game for 3 years.
You right? I forgot about him.
Chandler, he took 30 mil from them for 6 years. No, for 3 years. And didn't suit up a game for him. I think the one game he suit up for him, he got hurt. He blew out his knee.
I love Chandler Parsons, bro. I love Chandler Parsons with Houston. But continue.
Then I got one more for you. Carlos Boozer, when he signed to the Lakers in 2014. Highway robbery.
What about the Bulls here? Do you consider that robbery also?
Man, listen, we paid this man to do nothing. Nothing.
We paid him to take. Block that shit, Joe.
We paid him to holler out, hold that, for every other possession. Then he went to the Lakers and got, I think, an extra 20 mil. They sold him a dream, talking about you can play behind Kobe and this and that, because Kobe was coming off the Achilles. Man, I ain't heard that man's name since.
Hey, them two players that I didn't think about, bro. Like, I should have thought about Carlos Boozer played for us, and Chandler Parsons, one of my favorite players, man. I should have thought about them. That's tough.
Carlos Boozer didn't immediately fall off. Like, he gave us a few good seasons.
He gave us one good season. Then the playoffs came, and he was non-existent. The first season he signed with us, bro. The playoffs, the Miami Heat beat us, and he didn't do nothing in that series. And then for the rest of the time he was with us, he was a 15-point scorer. Another 15-point scorer was supposed to be a second option. Like, come on,
bro. Got on the court like Chandler Parsons.
You're right. Chandler Parsons probably the worst of all time.
Chandler Parsons. He got
Carlos Boozer ain't done a crumb since he left Utah.
Since he got amnestied by the Bulls. Even really since he left Utah.
He was one of them players, like them players that's like they made by the point guard.
Yes.
He was one of them. Like how LeBron during those years in Cleveland, he made J.J. Hickson. I know y'all remember him.
Oh yes, I like that Cleveland team, bro. J.J. Hickson was nice because LeBron.
I want to really believe that too.
No, because of LeBron. Because of LeBron, you right. Because of LeBron.
I'm still upset that they passed on a trade to get Amari Stoudemire. They thought J.J. Hickson was.
I remember that.
Like that's how bad Cleveland front office is.
Wow.
I got players pretty much all from the same offseason for the most part. 2016, when they raised the salary cap, it was so many bad contracts given out that year, man. But first and foremost, Timothy Mozgov, bro.
Whoa. Bro. Whoa, Timothy Mozgov. Wow.
They paid this man $64 million for 4 years.
Mr. Dunk on me, Blake, every time we play.
All he He got paid that for averaging 10 points and 7 rebounds. $64 million to not even get you a double-double. And he never averaged 10 points again in his career. He was gone 2 years later from the league.
But wait, wasn't he part of the Clutch Mafia? You know, the Clutch Mafia, you paid to be agents.
I can't.
Didn't he play? Didn't LeBron? Didn't he play with the Cavs? Didn't LeBron have a year with him?
Yeah, he played with him.
But I'm asking, was that contract like after he signed with them? Did he ever sign? I'm asking because if he signed with the Clutch Mafia, that's why he got overpaid.
That's why. Yeah, everybody with Clutch get overpaid.
I was about to say because they overplay everybody.
Tristan Thompson.
J.R. Smith, Tristan Thompson. Yeah, all of them get overpaid. You're getting at least $44 million if you sign LeBron. At least.
Yeah, them Clutch players getting overpaid.
Same offseason. Alan Crabb.
All right, who else? Right. You so right. Give me the stats.
$75 million over 4 years. And this was his contract year. He averaged 10 points and shot 39% from three. That was his highlights.
How?
That was his highlights for that season. And he got paid $75 million for that. And again, he averaged double figures for the next 2 years, but his 3-point percentage went down each year. And by 2020, he was out of the league, and he only played 9 games with Minnesota. He was just
trash.
$75 million, bro. 10 points. So that was the magic number in 2016 offseason. If you scored 10 points, you was getting upwards of $60 million, basically.
I just want a 10-day contract, man. That's all I want. I'm not agreeing.
You feel me?
I love your players, though, you just came up with, bro. Like, Crab, I forgot about one of the worst contracts.
The whole
Timothy Miles got one of the worst contracts. Yes, they finessed. They good finesse. Them two players, bro.
I got 2 more.
Eddie
Curry.
I was going to say Eddie Curry. I forgot to mention him.
Yeah. Now, this
baby Shaq
partially wasn't his fault because he had the heart issue. But still, he got 6 years of $60 million and barely ever got to play for the Knicks and was gone pretty quick from the NBA. But prior to that, he did have good numbers. Like, he was around 17 and 10 for the most part. But, you know, the heartbeat kind of cut his career short. Still robbery, don't matter.
Yeah.
And the last one, Penny Hardaway.
Oh, you disrespectful.
When he signed with Phoenix,
you was so disrespectful.
That's not disrespectful. He robbed.
I love your list, man. I love your list. All robbery, all highway robbery.
Don't do Penny like that. That was out of his control.
The same way Eddie Curry's was out of his control. It's still robbery.
But Phoenix should have known better, though, because he had already had injury problems before he signed there. And they still gave him 7 years, $86 million.
But Penny, not Penny. Eddie Curry ain't Penny though. You take a chance on Penny just because he Penny, just in case he can get healthy.
But
he don't know. Eddie Curry had no heart to begin with, so he can lose that heart. Because he was soft from the jump.
Eddie Curry was a 20-point legit score in that post.
Eddie Curry was so damn soft. I hated when the Bulls picked him up like he was going to do something. Oh my God.
But 7 years for an injury-prone player and that much money, you will never see that in today's NBA. You're going to get 1 year from people if you got any type of health risk. And it's going to be a non-guaranteed contract for the most part. But they gave that man 7 years, $86 million, coming off a year where he just averaged 15 points. And we know Penny was never Penny again.
Breaks my heart, man.
That's definitely my boy, but he robbed Phoenix for sure.
Definitely.
Oh, man. Shout out Penny Hardaway, man.
Yeah,
shout out Penny, man. One of my guys. I love my big point guards.
Got Memphis relevant again in college basketball, you know.
For 1 year.
Head coach now?
For 1 year.
All right, we got some lists we need to make now.
Talk to me.
Started with you, Bobby.
Oh, what's up?
What players in NBA history did you never like?
Tim Duncan, Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan.
What?
Damn.
I told you I was ready for you today.
Don't do the Kobe, bro. Hold on, wait. Hold on. Let me stop you in your tracks. Let me stop you. Okay. Not because
one by one.
Hold on, wait. I gotta ask you something about Kobe.
What's up?
Before Kobe passed, was you still a Kobe hater?
Oh yeah, I know this for sure. He was.
I keep the same energy. Let me break it down for you. When Kobe passed, don't get me wrong, I was hurt as a fan. I respect Kobe. Like Kobe's still a dog.
No, not when he passed. Not when he passed. Because I know everybody was hurt when he passed. If you love basketball, you hurt. I'm talking about before he died. Like when he retired, were you still a Kobe?
When he retired, I was like good riddance.
Oh wow.
No cap. I was like, thank God. I ain't gotta put up with this no more.
Mamba.
He didn't mean it, Mamba.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, he ain't mean it, Kobe. No. He ain't mean it, GG.
Like for me, like Nick Young, one of my favorite players. Nick Young, Kobe, post the Achilles injury. I'm just knowing that he finna get Nick Young right. You know, show him how to be the next, not the heir apparent, but you know, like pass the torch to some degree.
Yeah, turn him into a real good player.
Right, and here go Kobe, still jacking up 20 shots. Knowing good and well, you ain't Kobe, no. Still jacking up 20 shots, shooting 38% from the floor. You averaging more shot attempts than points at this point in your career, and you want to just like you don't want to pass him no knowledge. You just want to like that ego. Kobe's just like it blew the hell out of me. And then further than that, I hated how he got so much clout off of being drafted on the same team that just had Shaq. Like people love to say how like Kobe got 5 rings. So he does, no disrespect, but it's like they bury Steph for having 3 rings and no Finals MVP. But it's like Kobe has 5 rings, but only 2 Finals MVPs. But they act like he won all 5. Like why don't we hold that same energy for Kobe? Then we got people like Sean over here who refuse to acknowledge that Kobe quit on the Lakers in 06 playoffs. Talking about he was proving his point. There was no point to prove.
There was a
point. No, there was no point to prove.
Hey,
he quit on them. The sooner y'all admit that, the sooner we can us bitter Kobe haters can move on.
He quit. I'm a Kobe lover, and he quit. I'm not gonna say he quit. Like he said,
he quit. He flat out quit on them. You telling me that if we in a game 7, and if I'm my best player, and we all on the same team, and I take 2 shots in the second half, when I'm known for jacking shots up, you're not gonna pull me to the side and be like, "Hey, what you doing?" You gonna just let it ride out?
The narrative is people complaining about me taking shots, and I got a point to prove. I'm about to prove my point. I don't care what the scenario is.
Forget even prove a point. Just if you think you gonna say it's a problem that I'm shooting shots, okay, I'm not gonna shoot them no more. Then don't say nothing to me when we losing.
You gotta be better.
That's the dumbest thing I ever heard in my life. It's game 7. We in the playoffs. If I don't shoot this ball, we're gonna lose. And they lost by 40. 14.
Nobody ever questioned him shooting again.
What you're saying is the point he made about what would happen if he doesn't shoot was proven. That's what I'm saying.
Yep. Point was proven. Point not proven?
No. Because what I got at that his ego was so huge that he'd rather just to prove that how valuable he was to the team, that he would just outright stop shooting just to prove a point that they was all ass, which they all knew. But it's the playoffs. We trying to win. And then the crazy part is they could have beat them. They were the 8th seed, and they could have upset the number 1 seed Phoenix Suns.
Because of Kobe Bryant.
Yes.
So I don't want to hear Kobe Bryant can't shoot 60 times in a game.
Right.
You will never hear me say Kobe cannot shoot the ball 60 times a day. What I'm saying is don't quit on a team to prove a damn point.
I hear you. I hear that.
That's all I'm saying. If Braun do that right now, we'll never hit any.
Go bring in Braun and everything again.
But because it's Kobe, we look at it differently. Like, man, y'all going some like that tomfoolery.
The tomfoolery.
I mean, I can keep going, but it's like I hate Kobe.
Please don't keep going on Kobe. Please go to the next.
I got Tim Duncan. Now this is just purely just me as a fan, a basketball fan, but to me he is the most boring superstar. I can't watch a Tim Duncan game. I just can't. And I'm a basketball fan. I'll watch any game, but as long as it's the right team is playing. But a Spurs game from the early 2000s, I can't do it. No matter who they playing, I gotta cut it off. Just show me the clip. Just show me the highlights. it's only so many times I can watch the same post up bank shot, post up hook shot over and over and over again. I can't do it.
You love to see it.
That's pretty.
I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. I need you to dunk on somebody, talk to them crazy. I need you to shoot a three, do a shimmy. I need to cross over and leave him stanking on the floor. Timmy don't do none of that. And, like, he don't work for me. I'm sorry. He just don't.
Kobe, MJ, and Tim Duncan.
And
Wait. You said MJ. Okay. You said MJ.
I feel like MJ has the most overblown history of all time.
Whoa.
We gonna let you get into that another day because that sounds like a whole nother topic.
Yeah. You just disrespected the M?
I love MJ. To me, he's the second greatest player. To me,
who's first?
LeGoat.
Stop.
Come on, stop.
Who's not even. I can't take this. Who's the last one? I can't take
the last one. I forgot. Actually, you know what? I ain't even lie to you. I forgot who. But those were my first three. I had to get them off my chest.
Who you got, Nico? Who did you never like in the NBA?
My list. I gotta agree with you. The first player I really never liked in the NBA, for no apparent reason, I hated Tim Duncan. Gotta agree with you, bro. I hated Tim Duncan. I hated that nappy ass fro his ass used to wear back in the day.
Yep.
Getting all that money and can't get no damn haircut. Honestly, that's one of the main reasons I didn't like Tim Duncan. His game was I hated. I used to always watch and be like, Joe, why Tim Duncan getting this much money in his ass? What his nappy ass haircut every day, every game? So that's first. And then as I started watching the Spurs a lot more, I started liking them because I'm a Manu Ginobili fan. I'm like, no, Tim Duncan got game. He corny and stiff as hell, but he got game. And as I started to learn the game more, I'm like, okay, Tim Duncan, I like him. I like him to a certain extent. But after that, I would say I hate it. This gonna hurt you too, Sean. I hate Tobias Harris. I hate him. I cannot stand Tobias Harris.
Y'all just attacking me today, bro.
But it's not even Tobias Harris. I hate the tweener stretch four. I hate the stretch fours who can't guard threes and can't guard fours, but just want to shoot threes. Like that 17 to 20 points a game is misleading to me, especially for Tobias Harris. All the teams he's been on, it's been nice coach teams and teams that have a lot of shooters. Like Tobias Harris, not a bum, but I don't think he deserves the contract he gets. I don't think he's highly skilled. He could shoot. He could put on the floor a tiny bit, not as much as I would like my players. I want all my players to be able to score from everywhere, put the ball on the floor.
Power forward in 2K, basically.
Power forward in the next gen 2K, exactly. And then you like his post game. I like it depend on the matchup. I've seen point guards guard him. I've seen in the playoffs when Kawhi Leonard and the Raptors won a ring, I've seen Kyle Lowry guard him a whole series. Tobias Harris, 6'10"? Lowry, 6 feet? Come on, like what that post game at? What that give me the ball, y'all. I don't care Embiid on my team. The point guard guarded me.
To be fair, his post game is newly developed.
But I'm not gonna lie, I've seen him work in the post. It's just I guess certain matchups he can't expose. Kyle Lowry is an okay defender, but he's small. And I've seen D'Angelo Russell guard him in the series before Toronto played them. D'Angelo Russell didn't do as good as Kyle Lowry, but a point guard is guarding you and you not putting 30 on his head as a 6'10" power forward. I don't want to hear about you averaging 20. But one thing I will say about Tobias Harris, like you said, stats that you can't argue with. 50, 40, 90, you can't argue with. So I give him that.
That's all I'm saying.
But I hate Chris Middleton also. Chris Middleton, he's a 50, 40, 90 guy too, but he's another guy that the difference between Chris Middleton and him, Chris Middleton guards. But Chris Middleton isn't my type of player. He don't put the ball on the floor. He's not a big finisher. He's not a legit go get a bucket type of player. And a lot of people think he is. And then who else I got? I had a couple guys, man. I had the Miami Heat LeBron. I hated him. I love LeBron now. I hated the Miami Heat LeBron. Like I loved when Dallas beat them, but we'll talk about that later. That go to one of our other topics. I hated the 2000 Lakers. No, before I say the 2000 Lakers, I hated anybody that beat Allen Iverson. I hated anybody that beat Derrick Rose. The Miami Heat, LeBron beat Derrick Rose. The 2000s Lakers, the 2000s Detroit teams. I hated those. I hated anybody that beat my favorite players. And the last person I'm gonna name, is John Lucas III that played for the Bulls.
Oh, his
I couldn't stand it.
I'm with you on that.
I hated him.
I'm glad LeBron jumped over him like that. All right. The number one for me, bro, ever since he made it into the NBA, is Udonis Haslem. I do not know why he was ever in the NBA, aside from the fact that he's 6'8", 6'9". I ain't even going to say nothing. Not going to get any more attention from me than that. Paul Pierce is next.
All right, you do hate Paul Pierce. You do hate.
I hate his big baggy shorts. I hate his headband. I hate the Celtics. Paul Pierce get way too much credit for me, man.
Hate the fact that
people act like he was just like it's MJ, Kobe, and then Paul Pierce. That's how people act when they speak about Paul Pierce. Like, this man ain't never did anything, bro. Except for when he had KG and Ray Allen. And that's where his whole career started, as we've discussed before. His whole career started when KG and Ray Allen came.
So you don't like the – hold on, wait. You don't like the – you can't respect the Paul Pierce when he hit the step-back jumper and Joakim Noah out. You can't respect that. That wasn't clutch. That wasn't a superstar big shot in the plays.
Nope. That was a second or third option getting that opportunity because of the players around him.
So what about
wouldn't even been in that situation if it wasn't for them?
What about the Paul Pierce? I know you got something to say about this one. What about the Washington Paul Pierce game winner off the glass? I called game. I knew you was gonna say that was lucky.
I ain't trying to hear that. He was like, "Please go in, please go in."
And I'm curious to hear your other ones, man. Give me some more.
The entire Bad Boys Pistons.
I hate
primarily Isaiah Thomas. I hate.
No, Bad Boys.
Isaiah Thomas is like that bitter ex who just can't get over anything, and he been hating on MJ ever since. Like, let it go, bro. It was 30 years ago. We don't care no more.
I dig that.
And y'all probably didn't see this one coming. Shaq. Never really cared.
Oh, you so disrespectful.
I hated the 2000s Lakers, so I understand.
No, I gotta hear this. I need to hear this reason.
It's not. I don't have aside. The only thing I got against his game is I feel like his whole game was I'm bigger and stronger than you. Now do something about it. And I gravitate more towards skilled players. And Shaq to me had no skills. He just was stronger than everybody. He could pass. He had a little decent vision to him. I'll give him that. Like, he could make passes.
Passing was he had very good. He was a nice pass out the post. You got to give him that respect.
But other than that, he plays some good defense too.
Ain't a skill?
Man, were you that much stronger than everybody else? Nah.
We all need to bulk up then. What? No,
man,
sir.
Why I gotta go up to 465,000 pounds just to match up with this fat motherfucker? Man.
Because you want to survive, not as barbecue chicken, as he say. You don't hit people ass for being stronger.
But my Bulls swept him when he was in Miami, though.
But what about Shaq drop step in the post? That's not skill. Right. One of the best drop steps.
That's him being stronger than you. His body is moving you out of the way.
It's still footwork, bro. It's still footwork to a certain extent.
Right. And he had a post game.
Ain't no change in my mind. I never.
He had the over the shoulder hook with both hands.
Oh my God!
I'm saying on either side. Post up over the right shoulder, over the left shoulder.
His left shoulder was weak as hell.
Oh my God!
Come on, bro. I could show you a. I can show you a lot of videos.
I got a VT. Don't worry about it. I got a video. I got you.
I don't care what you show me, bro.
I got you, baby. Don't worry about it.
If I had to choose between my life and respecting Shaq, kill me, bro.
Your life and respecting Shaq? You not gonna respect the Diesel, the big Aristar?
I don't respect. people like Wilt Chamberlain, like and Bill, like man, going with
Hold
that.
on, bro.
I hardly respect centers as it is, bro. I don't. The only centers I really like respect that much is Hakeem Olajuwon because he had skill. He wasn't just bullying everybody out of the way to get his buckets. He could take you off the dribble. He had the post. He was a lead on D. He wasn't just like, look at me, I'm fatter than you. You can't stop me. And obviously LeBron. That goes without saying.
Bro, wait. Dwight Howard was stronger than the whole league. He couldn't do it.
Dwight Howard wasn't stronger than the whole league.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was.
Yes, he was.
You can't tell me that boy wasn't juicing.
Stronger than DeMarcus Cousins?
Yes.
DeMarcus wasn't really.
He was stronger than DeMarcus Cousins.
How many years did DeMarcus Cousins play in the league when Dwight Howard was Dwight Howard?
I think y'all confusing them broad shoulders with him just being ultra strong. I never seen him
pretty strong.
Back people down like Mark Gasol and just move them around. He never did that.
That was the only he could score.
He scored from jumping over people.
You remember that series versus Cleveland in the Western Conference Final?
And who was guarding him in that series?
I think it was J.J. Hickson and Varejao.
No, you talking about the series? Oh yeah, that's the series. The one time I seen Dwight Howard exposed in the post.
Of course he
could not guard him.
Right, he showed the full but he was baby Shaq that
series though. He not like that. That's going to the point that I'm making. Like just because you big and strong don't mean that you could just get a bucket. Shaq had some type of skill. Like Dwight Howard was big and strong, but he wasn't a back you down over the right shoulder, over the left shoulder. If it wasn't
the main reason I don't like Shaq, if you must know, is because people try to use him to downplay Kobe's career.
As they should.
I dig that, and they kind of should.
All right, I'm
Shaq was number one.
Y'all about to make me mad for real in real life.
Well, go ahead and get mad. Get mad, Sean. We finna go ahead and get mad.
All right, let's get some positivity. Your top 5 favorite players of all time, not best. Who are your personal top 5 favorite players, Nico?
All right, see, I might have a funny list for y'all. My top 5 favorite players. Number 1, y'all know I gotta go with the D. Roski, the Pudini, Derrick Rose from Chicago. We don't gotta speak on. We don't have to. You know what he did. MVP, the youngest MVP, 25 and 8. We don't gotta speak on Derrick Rose.
That was a carry too.
Carry? What you mean?
He carried that team, is what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, exactly. Carried the team. Bad. So we don't gotta speak too much on him. Number 2, a guy that y'all kind of don't like, but I love, Allen Iverson. I wanted to model my game after Allen Iverson and Derrick Rose. I was a little guy, bro. I wanted to go to the cup and finish strong, get fouled.
Shoot 35%.
Hey, if we get the W, I carry my team to the final shooting 42%. Hey.
I'm going to let AI live today. I ain't even going to bother you about it, you know?
The third one, I'm going to go to the third. He shot up quick over a lot of players, bro. Luka Doncic.
Damn, already?
See, this is my thing, though. This is why. First off, I'm a sucker for the white boy hoopers, bro. I have a secret crush on my white boy hoopers. I love my white boy hoopers who could put the ball on the floor. I like all players who can put the ball on the floor. But when you give me a white boy who can put it on the floor, it's just something about it. I love the game. I love fundamentally sound players. So a fundamentally sound player who could put the ball on the floor, have a little sauce to his game, because we know Luka got a little sauce to his game. I love that.
The sauce.
He got that sauce to his game. And I don't consider him a white boy, but his skin color white. He not black.
Smile on his face too.
Yeah, like that's, and he low key. He ain't scary. He go talk shit to you. It don't matter who he going against. He go do his thing.
That man hit the game winner on the Clippers on top of the standing on top of the black line. He was goated after that.
Man, he the goat. He told Montrezl Harrell, "Stop fucking flopping." Wasn't scared. So Okay, so boom. Since I spoke on my white boys, this one finna be a toss up for y'all. I didn't get to see him play, but from my research, my reading, the little footage I've seen, I'm a P. Maravich fan.
Oh yeah,
Like, I love it.
That's another one of those underrated players, bro. Pistol Pete was dude.
If Pistol Pete played in the time, if he played now, but if he played in the time where the 3-pointers were counted, where threes were threes and not twos, long twos, he would probably have averaged 40. He'd be probably one of the top 10 scorers. I don't know what he had on an all-time point scorer list, but I know he would be higher if he played now. And then, like I said, I'm a sucker for the white boys. He's saucy, got the passes, got the dribbling, got the shooting from deep before it was even invented. So, like I said, y'all know I love my white boys. Then number 5, this 5 spot, I'm sharing it between 2 players. Y'all know me. I love my UConn niggas. I gotta give it to Ben Gordon and Shabazz Napier. They tied. I don't know which one. I might give it to Shabazz because his run to get a chip was crazy, and he got 2. And Gordon got 1 too, but he had a squad. He had Emeka Okafor on his team. He had a squad. And then Ben Gordon was one of my favorite UConn players because he looked like my brother-in-law. They look like twins. So
I respect it, man. It's your favorites, bro. Tough. I respect it, Bobby.
I had to put a UConn team in there. Had to.
I got you. I can go order for you because my order has changed in about 10 years. I ain't gonna lie to you. Number 1, Tracy McGrady. Like, to me, like that's my guy. Like, when his shoes dropping, I'm buying him just for the culture. Like, that's the guy who, like, during a time where I was like wavering in basketball, he gave me up with the game. Like, so that's my guy. To me, like, he was the most smooth scorer ever to me, most effortless scorer ever. Like, that's who I wanted my game to be. 2, LeBron. Like, yeah, I experienced Jordan. Like, I was old enough to, like, when he lost to the Magic, I was old enough to understand, like, why that was a big deal. And that sticks out in my head. But to me, and I also remember those Wizard years. So, like, to me, Jordan is beatable. But to me, I watched LeBron from the start come up and do things that everybody said he couldn't do. Like, so to me, like, Bron is the GOAT. 2, I'm sorry. 3, Nick Young.
Hey, I got a nickname for him. Me and my homie, we love Nick Young. We call him the Nick Pit. Nick Pit Smith.
Facts. Swaggy P. I like Swaggy P because that is me. You want to have fun hooping. There's joy on his face as he hooping. And he wear a different pair of shoes every game. Literally the same thing I do.
Swaggy.
So a lot of time when I was watching those old what's that, 2015, talk about like 18 when he was on the Lakers, but that's when I really was exposed to him. Like, to me, like, that was like, that's me. So
hold on. You don't know about the Washington Nick Young? The scary dunk on you, Nick Young? 360
No, I knew about him. I'm a basketball guy. I know about whoever. But, like, I didn't necessarily care for him. Then at the same time, because he had a big market. So, you know, when you a big market, you get all these like promotions and opportunities. I was seeing him everywhere. He was like on damn near every show I was watching. He was like on a lot of YouTube specials because they was trying to show off his sneaker collection, and I'm a big sneaker guy too. So I'm like, okay, so he on one of my favorite teams, and he had the shoes like me, and he had fun playing the game. 4, you know, I gotta go with that light skinned assassin. King light skin, I call him.
That light skinned bastard.
Steph is probably the only regular Joe to ever change the game. Like, I can go all day on Steph Curry. And then 5, I can never choose between these last 3. So I always put them in a 5, a 3-way tie for 5th. That's Shaq, Penny, and D Wade. So for me, my first exposure to basketball was Shaq and Penny. Like, I didn't know what basketball was till I seen Space Jam. And at the end of the movie, they going against the Magic. I'm watching the playoffs with my OG, Shaq and Penny and Nick Anderson getting Jordan up out of there. So I'm like, well, Jordan can't be the man. It got to be.
Don't say Jordan. So they got 45 up out of that. That wasn't Mike. That was some nigga wearing number 45 jersey.
He can be wearing 55. That's still Jordan as long as he's. But no, Shaq and Penny, like, was the ones for me. And then I say D Wade too. Because Wade was cold effort in high school, bro. Like, we used to have daily, when I say daily debates in high school between who playing the game. D Wade, LeBron, or Kobe. And I was one of the ones who was used to scream up and down, is D Wade. D Wade. Like, D Wade was that dog. Like, when he retired, I ain't gonna lie to you, I cried. I felt like, bro, one of my goats is retired. I'm not watching basketball. So, yeah, that's my list right there.
That's what's up, man. I like both of the lists, minus, Shaq being involved and all. But I go criticize. It's your favorites, man. So for me, number one, y'all already know I got Kobe. That ain't enough for discussion. The Black Mamba.
You can't knock it.
Can't knock that. I can't knock them off.
T-Mac, number two. Everything Bobby said. Aside from KD, probably the most effortless scorer ever. Number three, gotta go with the hometown boy, D Rose. He gave this city hope again for basketball. Hope we hadn't seen since Michael Jordan.
He definitely did.
So I'm always love D Rose for that. Got another Bull for you. Actually, the last two on my list are Bulls. Former Bulls anyway. Joakim Noah. I love Joakim.
I love Joakim Noah, bro. I love him.
I've never seen nobody play harder than Joakim Noah, bro.
Be a
Every minute of the game, he working for all 48 minutes and give you great numbers. Even had a season where he finished top 4 MVP voting. Like he that guy that, like, if he played,
I think he was 3. I think he was 3 that year. I think it was LeBron, Blake, him, some shit like that. He could have been 4th too, though.
He that player, like, if he plays for your hometown team, you ain't got no choice but to love him, bro. And last but not least, Jamal Crawford, bro. What? Jamal Crawford is so fucking saucy, man. Like, bro, he got that bitch on a string, shorty. And do not care. He pulling up wherever he feel like it, man. I just love watching him play. Him and Nick Young is like on the same level for me.
Mm-hmm. I feel that.
And I got some honorable mentions. I can't leave Penny out because Penny was definitely my boy.
Penny had next, man. Him and Grant.
Penny was my boy. I love MJ, obviously. Unlike some other people, I actually love the hometown players.
I love MJ too, but I feel like MJ going on everybody's list. If you grew up playing basketball, you should love MJ. MJ should be your honorable mention as number one. Like, I love Mike, but who I love, Derrick Rose is that number one. Allen Iverson.
I'm gonna definitely throw Steph in there as an honorable mention too. And y'all comment y'all top 5 favorite players of all time too. I want to see those lists.
All my friends on Facebook, I want to see it. I want to see all y'all lists, all the YouTubers, all the subscribers. I want to see the list. I want to see crazy lists, not the same top 5 that everybody go have LeBron, Kobe. I want to see some variety.
Remember, it's not top 5 best. It's just your personal favorite. So it could be anybody. It could be the most
weakest nigga,
discreet person in the NBA, but if you got your reason for loving them, we gonna respect that. But we gonna have to wrap it up about right here. So appreciate y'all for listening. Make sure y'all comment that top 5. Like the video and subscribe if you didn't already, and we'll see y'all next week.
Yes, sir.